Time for your weekly dose of the RSPW Rewind. I started a new feature last week digging up old posts on the RSPW news group to highlight, and this week's post is quite timely, given the end of my SummerSlam countdown last week. The number one greatest SummerSlam match of all time was Bret Hart against Owen Hart in a steel cage match for the WWF title. Well, this post is from September 13th, 1994. Less than a month after that match, with the headline, "No more of this stupid Hart feud." This is in 94. This person was sick to death of the sibling rivalry. Thoralf Paulette is this person's name. Thoralf. That's his, it's a very unique name. He says, "Just read in RSPW that the Hart feud will rule the main event at Survivor Series. If there will be a tag team match, Bret Hart and the British Bulldog against Owen Hart and the Anvil," which of course turned out not to be the case. By the way, Thoralf was wrong. I'm shocked. Anyway, he continues, "That's okay, but let it be the last one. If there will be another Bret versus Owen match, you better forget it. This feud sucks already for months that it really hurts." Clearly, English is not his first language. Does WWF has no more idea? Can I has cheeseburger? Now, does WWF has no more ideas or no good stuff to do? What have we done? We really don't deserve this. Imagine thinking that getting a Bret Hart versus Owen Hart feud was so bad that the fans don't deserve it, like it's some sort of punishment, like a disease. If only Thoralf had a copy of his Gray's Almanac, his Gray Sports Almanac, and could see 25 years into the future, he would be begging for Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. I haven't seen the cage match for now. SummerSlam will be aired here this Saturday, he says, but I hope it was the last single match. Signed, Thoralf, the real Alf Paulette. The real Alf. Like the one that had his own sitcom on NBC? The Alien? Is that the Alf that we're talking about here? Because I'm pretty sure, given his email address listed here, it ends in DE, that Thoralf lived in Germany. I don't remember Alf being German. Chris Peralt responded in the thread, "Having been through the Hogan Earthquake, Hogan Slaughter feuds among countless others that got main event play, I still consider a Hart feud a breath of fresh air. Don't forget, if it worked out the way Vinny wanted it, we would be seeing Luger with the belt. Luckily for Hart fans like me, they used the most overused gimmick, the Proud American, and we won't have to be subjected to what would have been Hogan clone feuds. I'll take anything involving a Hart or Michaels over what we had through the Hogan era." And finally here, another poster, Ideen, replied with this: "You're absolutely right. This feud is boring me to death and is one of the worst that I have seen this year. And believe me, there have been many disasters this year. I wish the feud would end at WrestleMania 10, but it didn't. And after that, I got so tired of it and especially pissed when they brought that no-talent piece of garbage, Jim the Stiff Neidhart, in, only to disgrace this debacle of a feud. Most feuds last 2 or 3 pay-per-views, and sometimes even only once, but this damn feud dates back to the Survivor Series, has now gone 6 pay-per-views. It is disgusting, and Survivor Series won't sell. Those tag matches never work since the WWF has less talent, if any, than ever before. I say it's a safe bet that Survivor Series might just do a lower buy rate than King of the Ring's pathetic 0.73, and I hope it happens. In fact, Survivor Series did not do worse than the King of the Ring that year, I should point out, but it did do worse than SummerSlam. I shudder to think what would have carried that company. You know, when I think back to that time period, what would have carried that company through 94 were it not for the Bret Hart, Owen Hart program? I mean, maybe Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, but, you know, Shawn wasn't really doing much wrestling until the summer. He was kind of on sabbatical almost. At least between WrestleMania and SummerSlam he was. Luger? I mean, Luger was a failure. Diesel wasn't ready. Backlund didn't turn until July. Then he won the title in November just to drop it to Diesel. You know, crazy heel Mr. Backlund could have had a short run with the championship. Not that short. Not 3 days. But, you know, maybe through WrestleMania. I love that match that he had with Bret on Superstars for the title in '94, where he turned heel after. What a great match. Great match, great angle. But their I Quit match at WrestleMania 11 sucked. Oh god, did that match suck. I remember my cable went out right at the finish too, like SummerSlam last weekend when the network kept lagging on me. My cable went out when Bret first... I want to say it was when Backlund had Bret in the chicken wing. Because Bret won with the chicken wing. I think he won by putting Backlund's own hold on him. And I want to say that it was when Backlund maybe got him in the chicken wing or was trying to, and then the cable went out. I got like a blue screen. And of course I'm freaking out because, I can't miss... The finish is coming. I can't miss the finish. And then when the signal came back on, the match was over. Bret's music is playing, he's posing. I'm like, what the hell happened? Actually, it came back on and we saw Bret, or Backlund rather, being interviewed, I think, by Todd Pettengill in the aisleway. He was acting all crazy. What else is new? I see the light or something. I had no idea what happened. And this is back before they showed, 15,000 replays of everything. So anyway, that's my memory of that. But there you have it. More wrestling fans whining, dating back 25 years. Yet more proof that this is hardly a new phenomenon. Suck it, Thoralf. That was a great feud.